Can you picture yourself in the middle of Mongolia's enormous landscapes, the whispering winds carrying stories of wild places and old civilizations? Come along with us as we set off on an incredible journey to discover the mysteries of this fascinating country. Between the soaring peaks of the Altai Mountains and the rolling dunes of the Gobi Desert, what undiscovered treasures are just waiting to be discovered? Get ready to be mesmerized by the untinted splendor of Mongolia's crystalline lakes and craggy gorges, each of which has a remarkable tale to tell. Are you prepared to lose yourself in the unmatched grandeur of Mongolia's landscapes and see the amazing show of nature unfold before your very eyes? Once at Ulaanbaatar, take a tour of the city. Enjoy some mouth-watering steamed dumplings at Narantul Market. Greetings from Ulaanbaatar, the capital of Mongolia. You can rest at your hotel to recuperate from jet lag or go out and independently tour the area after meeting your driver at the airport. Visit the National Museum of Mongolia to discover more about the traditional arts, history, and heritage of the nation. Examine the displays and relics, which include everything from prehistoric tools and weapons to well-created traditional attire and ceremonial paraphernalia. After the informative tour, stroll to one of the city's biggest markets, Narantul Market. Explore the maze-like passageways and uncover the wealth of Mongolian culture as merchants offer a variety of traditional attire, finely crafted jewelry, and handcrafted items. Delicious street cuisine is also available here, such as buz, which are steamed dumplings stuffed with lamb or beef, onion, and garlic, and haushur, which is a deep-fried meat pie. Before heading back to your hotel in the evening, stop by one of the rooftop bars to relax with a beer or beverage and take in the expansive views of the city. Travel via the Chinggis Khan statue complex to Gorkai Turelj National Park. See the enormous Genghis Khan statue as you travel to Turelj National Park. This morning, depart from the city and travel 2 hours to Turelj National Park, which is tucked away in the Altai Mountains. While traveling, make a stop at the Chinggis Khan statue complex to view the enormous statue of the former Mongol emperor on horseback. Admire the 40-meter-tall 131-foot monument, then ascend to the top for sweeping views of the surrounding landscape. Re-enter the vehicle and finish the journey to the national park, where lunch will be served upon your arrival. Proceed on a 3-hour horseback ride through the park after filling up with gas. Gaze upon the undulating hills, shimmering rivers, and unique granite formations, including the sacred Turtle Rock, which resembles a massive turtle ambling around the terrain as your horse leisurely trots along the trail. Proceed to the Aryabala Meditation Temple, a haven of calm and awareness amidst verdant surroundings and the calming sounds of nature for individuals seeking spiritual comfort and peace. Enter the calm area to reflect on yourself and practice meditation before heading back to the camp for dinner. Visit Manzushar Monastery and hike Mount Tsetsi-Gun. As you climb Mount Tsetsi-Gun, keep an eye out for musk deer. After a 2.5-hour transfer to Bog Khan-Ul National Park, you'll ascend Mount Tsetsi-Gun and say goodbye to one national park for another. After meeting your guide at the trailhead, start the 13.6-mile, 22-kilometer ascent. Stroll beside vibrantly colored alpine meadow wildflowers and alongside glistening mountain streams. Before you eat a delectable picnic meal, keep an eye out for the resident musk-deer and Arctic hare. Celebrate your achievement and take in the broad valleys and rolling hillsides as you approach the summit. Visit the ruins of the 18th century Manzushar Monastery by descending the mountain by a different route. Discover the stone walls and partially renovated buildings which provide an insight into the once bustling hub of Buddhist study and meditation. After completing the 10-hour climb, descend the mountainside and meet your driver for a 1-hour ride to the Mongol Nomadic camp in Ardalan, where you can spend the night comfortably. Travel through Hustay National Park to Karkaran. See Przewalski's horses in Hustay National Park since they are allowed to wander. Travel to Hustay National Park, located in the Kustay Mountains, this morning for your final national park visit. After the 2.5-hour trip, stretch your legs and head down one of the routes to explore the sweeping steppes, rocky outcrops, and rolling hills of the park. Keep an eye out for the magnificent taki, also known as Przewalski's horses, which are unique to Mongolia. Despite the fact that these stunning animals are seriously endangered, the park has been able to successfully restore over 300 of them so they can live freely in their native environment. Make travel arrangements to Mongolia. Speak with a local expert who can assist with travel planning. After observing them graze and gallop through the verdant surroundings, head back to the park's entrance to peruse the modest museum. Explore the fascinating presentations, educational displays, and interactive exhibits to learn about the park's ecology and effective conservation activities. After enjoying a delectable lunch, hop back in the vehicle and travel for 4 hours to Karkaran, the site of the former Mongol Empire's capital, where you may check into your hotel and spend the night. Depart for the Elsin to Sarkai sand dunes after a guided tour of Karkaran. Savor a 1-hour camel ride over the Tesarkai sand dunes at Helsin. After a hearty breakfast and an early wake-up call to witness the sunrise above your campground, embark on a guided tour of Karkarin. Begin at the Erding Zoo Monastery, which is among the nation's oldest monasteries, having been constructed in 1585. Before you enter the grounds with its array of carved stone turtles and intimidating deity sculptures, admire the huge walls studded with 108 stupas. Explore the 3 surviving temples that hold exquisite Buddhist artwork and sacred objects before proceeding to the Karkarin Archaeological Museum. Take a look at the displays including tools and pottery to learn more about everyday life and culture in Mongolia. Transfer for 1 hour to the 50 miles, 80 kilometers, long Elsin Tesarkai sand dunes in the afternoon. Meet a traveling horse breeding family upon arrival to gain insight into their way of life. To get the whole experience, sample their traditional dairy products before visiting the historic Erding Kamba Monastery ruins next to the Orkhon River. Prepare for an hour-long camel ride across the dunes after touring the monastery grounds. The immensity of the dunes opens out as the gentle giants stroll over the golden sand, providing sweeping views of the surrounding grassy plains and the far-off Kognokan Mountains. Enjoy the peaceful stillness as the sun sets, broken only by the gentle stomping of camel feet. Head back to the Nomadic family's camp when night falls and curl up in your sleeping bag beneath the starry sky. The Jur is a transportable circular tent covered with felt or skins that can be used for sleeping outside. Travel to Ulaanbaatar city tour with guide, folklore show. Scale Zazen Hill for a perspective of Ulaanbaatar and to visit the Soviet Memorial. Take a 4-hour trip this morning back to the capital. After freshening yourself at your accommodation upon arrival, take a quick tour that begins at a Mongolian cashmere store. Browse the selection of cashmere accessories, blankets, scarves, and sweaters that you can bring home as mementos of your vacation, and learn how this sought-after material is manufactured. After that, head to Zazen Memorial Hill for expansive city views. It is situated on the Ulaanbaatar's outskirts. See the impressive memorial honoring the Soviet troops who fought with the Mongolian armies in World War II. One of the most well-known musical groups in the nation, the Nomadic Ensemble, will play a folk concert to round off the day. As the group steps onto the stage, take in the venue's reverberating beats from traditional instruments. Observe the dancers as they portray stories of heroic tales, spiritual ceremonies, and nomadic life with elegance and accuracy, all while donning beautiful costumes inspired by Mongolian history and environment. After the show, have a delectable farewell meal of authentic Mongolian food. Bid your guide goodnight and head back to your hotel. Before you depart today for home, stop by Ganden Monastery. Your experience in Mongolia comes to an end after a week. You are free to continue your independent exploration of the area if you have some time before your flight. Visit Ganden Monastery, one of the nation's biggest and most significant Buddhist monasteries. Admire the gilded statue of the Bodhisattva of Compassion, Avalokiteshvara, standing at a height of 85 feet 26 meters. Then explore the complex to find a tranquil setting. As you walk inside each beautifully constructed temple that is filled with sacred relics, you can't help but listen to the rhythmic chant of the praying monks. The Mongolian National Modern Art Gallery is located in the center of the city and is a great place to see the lively art scene. Explore the wide range of topics covered by the multimedia works, paintings, and sculptures in the gallery, all of which have their roots in Mongolian culture. A driver will get you up from the hotel and transport you to the airport for your trip home or to your next destination, so keep an eye on the time. Happy travels! Subscribe now to embark on an epic voyage through the unbelievable landscapes of Mongolia, where every video unlocks a new chapter in the exploration of nature's wonders.